Today on Low Carb with Jennifer, I'm going to show you this delicious menu that is perfect for summertime. We're going to make a crock pot pork tenderloin, loaded broccoli casserole, and strawberry lemonade. All right, I am excited to get started on this video. We are making a delicious, like a dinner that you could have on a Sunday afternoon or for family, for Sunday evening, or just whenever you want. I'm going to start with the pork tenderloin, and this is going to be a barbecue pork tenderloin. So I'm going to make a rub, and then we're going to put it in the crock pot. Okay, our rub starts with 1/4 cup of brown sweetener. This is Swerve. We've got a tablespoon of kosher salt and 2 teaspoons of ground black pepper, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of mustard, ground mustard powder. So I'm just gonna stir this all up. And this, you're not gonna use all of this unless you really want it to be super, super flavorful, but you don't need all of this rub for the pork loin. This rub is also really good on ribs or any pork, like a pork roast. It's just so good for any kind of barbecue pork. Okay, I've got my crock pot here, or slow cooker, and I've got 2 pork tenderloins here. They come in a package of 2. You could also make this with a pork loin. Actually, I believe the recipe is for pork loin originally, but I like pork tenderloin. It's nice and tender. So I'm gonna add those to the slow cooker and set this aside. Okay, we're going to coat our pork tenderloin with this rub on both sides. Gonna make sure and rub it in, and then flip it over and do the other side. Let me go wash my hands. Okay, now we are just gonna put on the lid, and since this is a pork tenderloin, we're not gonna cook it for longer than probably 2 hours. And I'm gonna cook it on low, actually, just so it doesn't dry out. After 2 hours, we're gonna check on it, make sure it's not getting overcooked. Okay, while our pork tenderloin is cooking, I'm gonna start making the loaded broccoli cheese casserole. I've got about 6 cups of broccoli florets here, and I'm gonna steam this in the microwave. I've just put a little bit of water in the bottom of this bowl, and I'm gonna cover it with a plate and put it in the microwave for a few minutes just to take the crispness off. You don't want to cook it until it's tender because it's going to go in the oven and cook for a little bit longer in there. So I'm going to make the cheese sauce for the broccoli cheese casserole. I'm going to heat up a cup of heavy cream. I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of mustard powder. That's an optional ingredient for the cheese sauce, but I just love the flavor that it gives. It's just like a unique flavor. I'm also going to add in 2 cloves of minced garlic. So we just want to heat the cream so we can melt the cheese. This is a really simple cheese sauce. I use it for like cheesy cauliflower or cheesy broccoli or for nachos. It's so versatile and it's so easy to make. So our cream is pretty nice and heated. So I'm going to add in 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. And the rest of this is going to go on top of our casserole. I'm going to turn off my heat, and I'm just going to let this cheese melt into the sauce. Okay, our cheese sauce is looking really good, so I'm going to taste it for seasoning. Definitely needs salt. And some pepper. So also for our casserole, we've got a pound of bacon that we cooked and crumbled. I'm gonna set that aside. So we've got all of our components for our casserole ready. We've got our broccoli steamed, we've got our cheese sauce made, we've got our bacon cooked, and we've got the reserved cheese for the top. So now it's time to assemble. Okay, we've got a 9x13 casserole dish that we've sprayed with cooking spray. So I'm going to use this slotted spoon, and I'm going to add the broccoli to the bottom of the casserole dish in an even layer. If you have anybody in your family that doesn't like broccoli, this is the perfect way to get them hooked. Now we're going to top it with our bacon. And the cheese sauce. You just want to pour it on evenly. How amazing does that look? So now we're going to top with the remaining cheese. So this is ready for the oven. It's gonna bake in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes. Okay, we've got our pork tenderloin cooking, we've got our broccoli casserole cooking, so let's make some strawberry lemonade. This is so easy and it is so refreshing and delicious. So I'm going to start with 13 strawberries, and I'm just gonna cut the chops off and put them in this food processor here. We're gonna make a strawberry puree. Actually, I'm gonna cut these in half. Okay, here's our strawberries. We're gonna turn that into a puree with our little ninja chopper here. Okay, we can set that aside. So now we've got to make our lemon juice. We're just gonna have to squeeze all of these lemons until we have 1 1/4 cups of lemon juice. Now technically you could use the concentrated lemon juice, but there's no need for that. You can go and squeeze your own lemon juice, build up your arm muscles. Now I really can't say how many lemons this will take because all lemons have different levels of juice in them. So you just have to make sure you measure it out in a measuring cup and get 1 1/4 cups. If you got one that's got one of these knobs on there, just cut that off. I don't know how I did it, but that was exactly, all those lemons was exactly 1 1/4 cups. Okay, we've got a pitcher with some ice in it. And just in case any seeds slipped through in your lemon juice, so I'm gonna pour it through this sieve here just to make sure there's no seeds. And there actually were a few little seeds in there. Okay, so now we're gonna add in our puree, our strawberry puree. Looking beautiful. Okay, the last ingredient is our sweetener, and we're using 1 1/2 cups of powdered swerve sweetener. And I know that seems like a lot, but lemon juice is very tart and you want to make sure it's nice and sweet. Find a different way to do this. And if you are like, gosh, that is a lot of sweetener, maybe you like tart lemon juice, lemonade, add some, let it dissolve, and then add more. Almost forgot the water, or else this is gonna be really tart and sweet. This is 5 cups of cold water. So I'm gonna stir it until all the sweetener dissolves, and then taste it and add more. Needs more, needs more. I knew I had it right. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, everything is ready. Let's put some barbecue sauce on our pork tenderloin. These only took an hour to cook until the perfect temperature on low in the slow cooker. So the reason why I use the slow cooker is just so you don't have to turn the oven on for two things. We're already using the oven for this. So the slow cooker worked perfectly. It still brought us to that good temperature for a pork tenderloin. It didn't overcook, and we didn't have to keep the oven on for longer than we need to in the summer, and it just makes your house not so hot. And it also is kind of to set it and forget it, and that's why I like it. So we've got our pork tenderloin ready. We've got our broccoli casserole ready. Let's pour some of this lemonade here. Okay, let's serve up some of this pork tenderloin. I'm gonna cut it into medallions, and that is so tender. Put it on our plate, just like that. And let's get a bite. Can't wait to try this pork tenderloin. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Let's try some of the broccoli casserole. So cheesy, and the broccoli is perfectly cooked. It's not mushy. Of course, let me wash it down with my delicious strawberry lemonade. Make sure you check out all of these recipes. And if you want something sweet for dessert, here is over here a playlist of quick keto desserts that you're going to want to check out. And I will see you guys later. Bye.